Well, today I want to talk about gluten intolerance versus genetic transmission of things. And, of course, gluten intolerance, people say, well, why is this new thing? Why is it such a problem now? Well, you go back into the writings of the Egyptian physicians 5,000 years ago. They were describing skin problems like eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, and rosacea. They were describing asthma and bronchitis. They were describing bowel problems like diverticulitis and celiac disease. They were describing irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, and so on. They just didn't know 5,000 years ago it was related to gluten. And these were kind of new things because prior to the introduction of wheat, barley, rye, and oats, the new grains, millet was the grain of the day in the region and doesn't have any problems like this. Well, what happens when you have a gluten intolerance? I want to direct you to the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. I also want you to get a hold of the CD called Serial Killers. It really goes through this in some great detail, and it really should, everybody, whether you have a gluten intolerance or not, should listen to this CD several times. Again, it's Serial Killers is the name of the CD, because so many people have the problem. I mean, you can just look at people and say, oh my gosh, or feel the back of an arm of a kid who's got all this rough skin, keratosis on the back of their arm like sandpaper, and doctors call it ichthyosis and say it's a genetic disease because the kids are born with it. It's just simply a gluten intolerance. And so basically what you have to do is really understand gluten intolerance. What does gluten do to you? Well, again, it's in great detail in the book Epigenetics and the CD Serial Killers, but let's go over it real quickly. What happens is you get a contact enteritis. Enteritis is the word used to describe inflammation of the lining of the intestine, the small intestine primarily. And it's kind of like when you get exposed to poison ivy on your skin, you get a contact dermatitis. Nobody's allergic to poison ivy. You don't eat it. For salads, there's no pollen associated with it because it grows under the ground with the roots. And so it's one of those things, nobody's allergic to poison ivy, but everybody can get a contact dermatitis. Well, the same thing is true with a gluten intolerance. The proteins in grains, glutens, and the glutens in oatmeal or oats is called gliadin. So a lot of people say, oh, we have a gluten-free oatmeal. There is no such thing. Okay, just that the gluten in oatmeal is called gliadin, so they're playing word games with you. If you're gluten intolerant, do not eat oatmeal or oats in any way, shape, or form because they have gliadin in there, a.k.a. gluten. Well, what happens is you get a contact enteritis, and these little villi, these little finger-like projections that run 360 degrees around your intestine, the lining of the intestine, instead of your intestine being a smooth like a garden hose, these villi rhythmically wave, and they work along with the muscular contractions of the intestines to help move food along, but also they increase the absorptive surface by 85%. What happens is you begin to get a contact enteritis. These villi, these finger-like villi in your intestines do not like gluten and gliadin, and so they begin to retract, and they get inflamed and start leaking. And some doctors will call it leaky gut syndrome. It can also be called irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, diverticulitis, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, colitis, ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis, even appendicitis. You get pain down in your right groins, they're going to take your appendix out. You get pain in your upper right side, they take your gallbladder out, and it's all gluten intolerance. Okay? Now, the nice thing about this is you get on a gluten-free diet, and for kids that are under 10 years old, within a week or two, I mean, you're going to see some dramatic results in improvement of their problems. And also, within a month or two, they've regrown their villi. Now, somebody who's 50, 60, 70 years old and they've been eating gluten 6 times a day, purposely going out of their way to eat the whole grains and mixed grain sandwiches and breads and whole grain pie crusts and cakes and so on, these people will see dramatic results within 4 to 6 weeks on a gluten-free diet. And it might take them 6 months to a year to rebuild the villi in their intestines, but they will rebuild. Well, secondarily to all this, you get nutritional deficiencies. So let's say you live in a place around the Great Lakes where there's very little iodine in the soil, and you have a gluten intolerance. You're eating from the local markets, as everybody says to do, and there's very little or no iodine in the food. You're not supplementing, and so you're going to get a hypothyroidism. You're going to get a low thyroid. Okay? Let's say you live in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, very little selenium in the soil, and everybody fries everything, and so you're going to be if you have a gluten intolerance, whatever little selenium there is in the soil, let's say you have 2% of what you need, and you lose 85% of your absorptive efficiency, what's 15% of 2%? Not very much, all right? And so you're going to wind up with a high rate of cancer. In fact, Jackson, Mississippi is ground zero, has the highest rate of cancer in America, has the highest rate of obesity, highest rate of diabetes, highest rate of many problems, and so high blood pressure, heart disease. Okay, so there's more doctors per person in Jackson, Mississippi than any other city in the United States. Why is that? Well, vultures tend to congregate where the dead and the dying are, okay? And so since there's so many sick people there, that's where the doctors go, all right? Well, all you have to do is get on a gluten-free diet, take your 90 for Life program, all 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and it all goes away. How good is that? Well, contact your Youngevity associate today. Ask for the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Disease Transmission, and the CD, Serial Killers, and you'll be an expert in about a week on gluten intolerance. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, I thought I'd talk a little bit about acid reflux today, as I've got a Fox News story here headlined Natural Remedies for Acid Reflux. And I thought, they were going to mention enzymes or possibly, eating some pineapple or something. And they say 1 in 10 Americans experience symptoms of heartburn at least once a week. Say chronic heartburn left untreated can lead to a more serious condition like gastroesophageal reflux disease or GERD. They say to prevent acid reflux, you can avoid triggers like smoking, certain supplements or medications, alcohol, fatty foods, citrus fruits, stress, and being overweight. They say there are over-the-counter prescription medications that can ease the symptoms of acid reflux. However, some people prefer a more natural approach, and they have some natural remedies. They say chew sugar-free gum 30 minutes after eating, which can help wash away acid. Licorice, they say licorice has a stomach healing properties and can get to the root of the problem rather than just calming the symptoms. Baking soda, mixing a half teaspoon in a glass of water can neutralize stomach acid. I found that one kind of funny.
Yeah.
And they say shouldn't be used for chronic heartburn because it's high in salt. Slippery elm, a couple of tablespoons of this herb in a glass of water can help coat and protect the stomach. Aloe can reduce inflammation. Drinking aloe juice can, you can do that to ease the symptoms, but they say to caution on how much you do because it can actually act as a laxative. And melatonin, taking the supplement, can help protect the digestive tract. They say these home remedies are not approved by the FDA, so you should consult your doctor. Not one mention of actually ramping up your stomach acid. Instead, they want to have you take baking soda and neutralize it, so you're going to have even more problems.
You're exactly right, Doug. Very astute as usual. But basically, there is no such thing as acid reflux. It really should be called lack of acid reflux, as you point out. When you don't have enough stomach acid, instead of the pH, the most acid pH is 1, most alkaline is 14, 7 is neutral. You really want to have your stomach environment at like 1.2, 1.5, about as acid as it can get. The key is it does many things. It helps you absorb B12 because it activates the intrinsic factor required to absorb B12. It helps you digest proteins down to amino acids, reduces the risk of food allergies because the pepsin produced by the stomach requires an acid environment. You can't absorb minerals without stomach acid. And what happens is when your stomach is not sterile, because let's say your pH is 4 or 5, you've been drinking carbonated drinks, you're drinking alkaline water with meals, you're not salting your food, which is the raw material to make stomach acid, the pH sort of begins to go up. Well, yeast and bacteria begin to grow in your stomach, and then every time you eat carbohydrates or sugars, they begin to ferment. You're like a beer vat, warm and wet, and all those bugs in there, and they produce this gas causing reflux. Not acid reflux, but a lack of acid reflux. I like our Ultimate Enzymes. It has stomach acid in it to reacidify your stomach, salt your food to taste. Remember, in just June of 2012, it's very, very clear that even the CDC, April of 2014, the CDC came out and said, we've been telling people wrong. Their salt intake is too low to be healthy. Okay, they have to ramp it up and actually take much more salt than we've been recommending. Okay, and so you have to have an acid stomach to prevent and reverse reflux. Not acid reflux. There is no such thing. And, of course, there's all kinds of wonderful things, including the ultimate enzymes, the probiotics, and what else can I say? But thank you for bringing that one up. Again, don't forget to get that CD, Serial Killers, and the book Epigenetics, and explains all this in detail. Well, we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity and Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's go to Indiana, and Marco, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Marco, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Wallach, thanks for talking with me. I just have two questions I want to ask you. One is about, I have a little bit of issue with, it's a little bit of acid reflux, not a big deal, and at the same time I also have a little postnasal drip, I guess mucus coming down the nasal cavity down into the throat. I believe those two may be related, as well as a, I guess a little extra coating, white coating on my tongue. That was my first question.
Okay, well, let's do, unless the second question is related to the first, let's deal with one at a time.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, what do you weigh, sir?
About 155.
Okay. Now, do you have any other issues? Have you ever had asthma or skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, anything like that?
Nothing, no.
Okay. Do you ever have any bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea?
No.
Have your appendix out?
Nope.
Okay, good. Your gallbladder out?
What'd you say?
Did you have your gallbladder out?
No, no.
Okay. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, one brother.
Does he have any health problems?
Oh, not when it comes to that situation. No, not anything to do with that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Shar, what would you do for somebody who's 155 pounds and has a reflux problem?
Well, reflux, if he doesn't have a gluten problem, he needs enzymes.
Okay. So, absolutely. Let's give him the ultimate enzymes. At 155 pounds, I'd have you take 2 of the ultimate enzymes, 2 to 5 minutes before each meal with a couple ounces of water. Don't forget your 90 for Life program. You can start out with a basic. You might even get the healthy digestion pack. You actually get a discount when you buy all those things in a pack, a healthy digestion pack. Or you could get 2 of the healthy start packs, 1 full dose of everything at breakfast and dinner, and 2 bottles a month of the ultimate enzymes. You could take 2 to 5 minutes before each meal with a couple ounces of water. Stay away from all the bad stuff, fried foods, processed meats, oils, and gluten. I'm going to go with gluten, even though reflux is the only thing you have here. It may just be a simple deficiency of stomach acid. Okay, second question.
And the second question was, could well, I've ordered the 90 for Life, and it's on its way right now because I believe my problem is just deficiency. But the thing is I have an overactive mind where I guess I can think very deep if I choose to. And I was going to say, could the deficiency cause sort of like symptoms such as maybe overthinking or a little fogginess or unclear thinking, maybe stuff like that from deficiency?
Oh, absolutely. Everything going on in the brain has to do with nutrition because the brain needs all 90 essential nutrients. So hang on here, Marco, and we'll come back with you after these messages. A very good question. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Indiana and Marco. Everything that goes on in the brain requires 90 essential nutrients. Okay? We're talking about ADD, ADHD, autism, depression, manic depression, bipolar disease, schizophrenia, psychoses, PTSD. PTSD really is just bipolar and military people. Okay? Very, very, very much the same. And all of these diseases are caused by nutritional deficiency. And there's no law that says you can't have 2 at the same time, 3 at the same time, all of them at the same time. Okay? So, because you do have some nutritional deficiencies here, when you get the program, I would add one thing to it. And, Shar, what would you do? What would you add to the basic program? Because Marco apparently ordered the Healthy Start Pack, and at 155 pounds, you would need 2. Okay? But what would you add to the Healthy Start Pack to help his brain metabolize better and do a better job of focusing?
I'd add the de-stress.
Perfect. You get an A-plus, girl. And absolutely, this is the de-stress. And I'd go ahead and take 3 of those twice a day, Marco, and you'll notice a huge difference. It'll be amazing. Just stay away from overt sugar Okay, it'll help with a lot of things, including the reflux. Stay away from sugar. That includes dried fruit, fresh fruit, agave syrup, maple syrup, honey, molasses, because they're all just sugar in a different form. And the bugs in your stomach will love to ferment that into gas. Okay, Doug, we got time to start another one?
Yeah, let's head to California. And Caitlin, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Caitlin, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. How are you?
Okay, thank you. How are you doing?
I am 90 for life.
All right, what's up?
Okay, I have a lady. She is, our local real estate agent, the best one in the town, and she has a spinal injury. She was a victim of a hit and run 14 months ago, in about December 20th, so right before Christmas. So here's what happened.
Was she on foot or was she in a car?
She was on foot.
Okay.
So I believe she was on foot because she was thrown and really got beat up. So here's what happened. It's kind of long. Okay. She was hit by the car, and she went to the hospital. She recovered. I don't believe she had any surgeries. And she went about 6 months, and they were doing basic physical therapy and all this. And then she had another MRI, and it just showed that she was healing. Okay? And now, 6 months later, she's been doing physical therapy, and she's been doing the chiropractor. Now, she had another MRI last week, she said, and here's what it shows. It shows that she had broken, she has 6 ruptured discs in her lower back, and she has 5 more bulging discs.
Okay. How much does she weigh?
She weighs 160 pounds. She's 50 years old. Now, here's the thing, Dr. Wallach. She had physical therapy, and they actually found out that the physical therapy they were giving her was further hurting her spine.
Okay, we got to run to one of those breaks here. Hang on, Caitlin. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to California and Caitlin. Okay, we have a limited amount of time here, Caitlin. So I get the idea. The physical therapy, which is not unusual for physical therapy to actually cause more damage than it helped. And spinal injury, disc problems, bulging disc, a ruptured disc, and so on is not unusual after an impact injury. And is this woman taking the supplement program yet?
No, and she just was told last week that not only does she have degenerative disc disease, but her neck has a invertical curve, and they want to fuse together her spine by her neck.
Okay, listen carefully. She needs to flee from these people as soon as possible. Remember, this is the same bunch that was giving her physical therapy that made her injuries worse. Albert Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, going to the same people over and over and expecting a different result. She's got to flee from these people. Well, at 160 pounds, what would you do, Shar, for somebody with physical injuries, bulging disc, ruptured disc? She's got some stuff going on in her neck, all musculoskeletal stuff. What would you give her?
I would give her 2 healthy bone and joint packs.
You were pretty quick there. That's very good. Yeah, 2 healthy bone and joint packs, exactly. That would be 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. Have her use the CM cream on her neck, use the CM cream on her back. Somebody may have to help her place the CM cream on her back. It needs to be right down the middle and 1 inch on either side of the middle. Also, for some anti-inflammatory stuff, I would go ahead and give her the CM Plus capsules also. Have her take 3 of those twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And the CM cream comes with the 2 healthy bone and joint packs, as Shar said. And the CM cream, again, she can apply the CM cream to her neck and her back. Give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how she does. But my advice to her is flee these people who've, the technical term is exacerbated her injuries. In other words, made her injuries worse. by their therapy, it's time to flee and look for another place. And it sounds like you're her best friend right now. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to New Hampshire. And Sean, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Sean, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Wallach, I want to say it's a great honor. I've been following you for a couple of years now, and I've been studying health and wellness and nutrition for the past 6 years, and it's definitely an awesome opportunity to talk to you.
Well, thank you. It's very kind. Welcome to the family.
Thank you. My girlfriend has a wide area of health issues, and over the past 3 years, her doctors, before I met her anyway, have done quite the number on her. She's had her gallbladder removed. She has idiopathic gastroparesis, which basically, at least as far as my understanding is a fiber deficiency, along with a few other things. But she's 5'2", 107 pounds, and she's currently taking the Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid with the Ultimate Enzymes, and I actually have her on a different probiotic supplement. It's a 10-strand, 50 billion culture count probiotic supplement. I have her on a prebiotic fiber supplement, which I do understand that the Tangy also does have prebiotic fibers in it as well. I have her on psyllium husk fiber supplement, and I just ordered an herbal supplement because she actually suffers from ovarian cysts as well. She has an arrhythmia. She has hypoglycemia, celiac disease, interstitial cystitis, which is chronic inflammation. So I do have her focusing on eating a lot of anti-inflammatory foods, high fiber foods.
Okay, one quick question. Does she have any skin problems?
She does. As a matter of fact, she does. Yeah, she has. I'm sorry, what was that, Jennifer? You have? It's like her mother thinks it's like eczema, but it's like she has like skin irritation. And does the skin falling off, or is it what's it doing, Jennifer?
Yeah, that could be eczema, dermatitis. Okay, and yeah. Okay. So hang on here. Okay, Shar, what would you give this gal? 107 pounds, about your size. Yeah, she's got gallbladder problems, celiac disease, eczema, and all this other stuff.
Well, she's definitely got a typical gluten problem where she's not absorbing, and it's too bad that she had her gallbladder taken out because now she's going to have to take the enzymes for the rest of her life. Mm-hmm. But she needs to get on a healthy, I don't know if she doesn't have any other, healthy, I give her a healthy bone and joint pack myself.
Okay, healthy bone and joint pack, a gluten-free diet because she's gluten intolerant. What would you do for she's had a history of female problems? What would you give her?
I give her the Woman's FX for that. And she definitely needs to take the enzymes, too.
Yeah, the Ultimate Enzymes, one, because she's small, take 2 minutes before each meal. The Ultimate Enzymes, because it has stomach acid in it, and bile. I call it the gallbladder in a bottle. So she needs to take one of those before each meal, and it actually can add more bile to her digestive system, which is going to help her absorb fat soluble vitamins and good fats and so on. And the arrhythmia could be due to back problems. So again, the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack is very good. Wouldn't hurt to get an extra bottle of glucogel, so she could take a total of 15 a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And for the female problems, as Shar says, I'd give her 1 ounce of the Woman's FX a day. It'd be 1 quart a month. I'd also throw in the new one, Xerafem. That's Xerafem. And is designed to encourage healthy cycles, healthy hormone balances, and so forth. And give us a call every couple of weeks, Sean. Let us know how this nice lady's doing. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to California. And Nina, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Nina. You're on the air.
Yes, hi. This is Nina.
How can we help
Wallach. I'm kind of complicated. I was surprised I came on. You came on so quick. I'm kind of complicated. I have hepatitis C, and my liver enzymes are very high. I've got them going down. So, but this is the biggest question I have is I do have high irons. Now, I joined up as a CEO. I love your purpose. I love the product. It's just everything I've looked for. What do you suggest about the high irons? Also, I have low blood sugar. But in my blood work, my A1C was 5.4, and my sugars were 86. But I really feel like low blood sugar.
Do you ever get drowsy? Wait a minute. Do you ever get drowsy after meals?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have reactive hypoglycemia. It can also be called hyperinsulinemia. Okay. Shar, how much do you weigh, Nina?
I'm 125.
Okay, 125 pounds. What would you do for this nice lady, Nina, who she's got a chronic infection, a chronic viral infection, also beginning to impact her liver, She got low blood sugar problems. She has high iron problems, and she got. Let's see. What would you do for her?
Well, because she needs selenium, I'd get her on the healthy brain and heart pack.
Okay.
So she gets the selenium and stuff.
Okay, very good. So Char's exactly right, Nina. What you want to do is get one of the healthy brain and heart pack, get an extra bottle of selenium so you can take 3 selenium at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. And also, the copper in the selenium is going to help you with the elevated iron, high iron. This can be called hemosiderosis or iron storage disease kind of stuff. And this occurs because of a low copper. You have a copper deficiency. Do you have any gray hair?
Oh yeah. But, I got the healthy body.
Okay, stop. We got to run here. And call me. And, of course, don't forget to throw in 2 bottles of the sweeties to help with that blood sugar. And stay away from sugar. More and more protein. Call me in 2 weeks. Give us an update. Back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's stay right there in California and head to Gerald. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Gerald, you're on the air.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, a couple of things. My wife has a kidney transplant. And
okay.
I was wondering...
Now, was she on dialysis for some time?
2.5 years.
Okay. Now, does she have diabetes?
No, lucky.
Okay. And so, what else she got?
Well, high blood pressure for one.
Okay.
As far as I know, that's just about all she's got.
Okay, well, how much does she weigh?
I'm going to have to guess because she'll never tell me. I'm going to guess about 185.
Okay. Now, does she have any history, any skin problems, respiratory problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did they do kidney transplant on both kidneys or just one? Or
just one.
Okay, so she has one of her own kidneys plus a new one.
No. They both went out. She gave her one.
They took both out and gave her one.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, the important thing here is to take care of her new kidney better than she did her old kidney. And the fact that she's 185 pounds, how tall is she?
About 5'5".
5'5". Yeah, I'd like to see her weigh 140 to 150. So she's probably at least 25, 35 pounds overweight. All right?
I would say yes.
Okay. So, Char, what would you do for this gal? 185 pounds, a little overweight. She's had kidney transplanted, and she got high blood pressure. What would you do for her?
I would get her on the healthy brain and heart pack and I would give her the extra ultimate daily. Okay,
very, very good. Okay, yes. She needs 2 of the healthy brain and heart packs, Gerald. She needs to take a full dose of each of the products at breakfast and dinner. And then because she has high blood pressure and a history of kidney disease, she needs the ultimate daily tablets. I'd go ahead and give her 3 of those twice a day. That'll be 1 bottle a month. And they're designed to support and promote healthy blood pressure and support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. When people have kidney failure and they put them on dialysis, almost 100% of the time they don't have any kidney problems, even though they call it kidney failure. It's because the kidneys aren't doing their filtering job. That's not because they can't do it. The blood vessels that carry the dirty blood into the filtering units are plugged. And so, again, the Ultimate Daily tablets are designed to support and promote healthy blood flow into the kidneys, and also the brain, the eyes, the heart, every place else. Because when you have plugged arteries, it's never just in one location or one organ. It's everywhere. So she's got other problems. And what would you give her, Char, to help her lose that 30, 40 pounds?
ASAP.
ASAP. But have her get 1 bottle a month of the ASAP. Have her put a dropper full under her tongue and let her absorb it through her oral tissues. And she will begin, after a couple of weeks, begin to lose anywhere from 1/2 pound to 2 pounds a day. And give us a call. Let us know what's going on. Obviously, she's going to be on anti-rejection drugs forever, so you can't drop her off the anti-rejection drugs. Give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how she's doing, Gerald. Okay, how much time we got here, Doug?
Just under a minute.
Just under a minute. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take this one and remind everybody the new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, is out. And we're just selling them like crazy. We want everybody to catch up and know that the genetic theory is dead. And the reason why things are generational. Maybe in your family you have 3 generations of diabetics because you live in a place that doesn't have high levels of the minerals that are necessary to prevent and reverse type 2 diabetes, and they could have an absorption problem because they have a gluten intolerance. So here's with the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and the CD Serial Killers. Listen to that 3 or 4 times. You'll be 1,000 light years ahead of doctors. Doctors miss this one all the time, and it's costing us big money. Just remember, the most common cause, 85% of personal bankruptcies in America is medical bills. 85% of personal individual bankruptcy is from medical bills. Well, thank you, everybody. Great questions today. Thank you so much, Shar. Superlative job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. You guys did great. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.